What things are you starting to put in place ahead of a potential successful bid?
Well, we, much like we did at the ice arena, we need to get close to the requirements, specific requirements of what you need to do to produce a successful outcome in terms of the strong floor and strong wall construction. We'd made some plans over the last few weeks, as you can imagine, but we had a really interesting visit. We went up to Blyth to a facility up there in NAREC, which is a turbine blade testing facility, capable of testing 100-metre turbine blades. So there is a strong floor and a strong wall, and we were fortunate enough, myself, Phil, Peter and Graham, to spend 2 or 3 hours with Tony Quinn, the operations director of NAREC, a really knowledgeable guy, and we got a client's perspective in what he really felt were the positives gained through working with the contractor at NAREC. I was really keen to meet with Ben, who was the site manager right the way through the project, and some of the early plans we'd put together in terms of the pour. We've got a 1440 cube, very important pour that we're planning for the Airbus project. At NAREC they poured 1700 cubic metres, similar tolerance built-in items, so there's similar sort of potential pitfalls, overheating of concrete, segregation, potential segregation of concrete as you drop it, heavily reinforced base, you know, how do you vibrate it, how do you ensure that you've got the constant flow that you need to avoid cold joints, etc. It was great to hear the way Ben had planned it and the way it turned out, and for him to verify some of the thinking that me and my colleagues had put together over the weeks. He also brought some new thinking to us in terms of some program advantages that he'd gained by early installation of the overhead crane and early installation of some overhead M&E before the strong floor construction started. And in fact, when we were up there, we visited Prism, which is SES's off-site fabrication facility. SES, our M&E partners in this bid, and we really saw the sort of connection between the off-site prefabrication of the overhead M&E, and given the fact that the strong floor construction is right on the critical path of this project, we saw that really helping release the strong floor construction earlier with the prefabrication and installation quickly of the overhead M&E. So we were walking around with Tony up at NAREC, and it got me thinking back to a project that I led that completed in 2012 in South Bristol. The Hengrove Park Leisure Centre was a £27 million PFI project for Bristol Active Limited, and within it was an Olympic-sized pool. There you've got another project with a critical concrete element that's key to the success of the overall project, with fine tolerances. From a length point of view, the pool had to be plus minus 5 mil for the Olympic races. Verticality had to be very accurate to allow the movable floor to operate properly, and of course you had the concrete technology involved with producing a waterproof structure. You've got the same thing here at the ice arena, but a different shaped piece of concrete, a thin piece of concrete that's got to live comfortably at minus 12 and got to perform the duties it has to here. And there's a similarity really between all three projects in that they've got concrete elements that are critical to the success of the project. So a really interesting day. It's also fantastic to actually feel the scale of the thing. You don't really get that until you walk in, until they start up one of the bits of plant and you can feel it vibrating through your chest. That facility up there, when it's running, uses more power than Blyth itself. So the forces that are engaged through these anchors and down through the piles and through the strong floor are absolutely enormous. And you know, it was a great visit, and we learned a lot from it that day.